Today, we are doing a science experiment, and we are testing the density of different types of water, right, girls?
Yeah.
Okay, when I say the word density, what does that mean? Do you guys know?
No.
Okay, so dense, if something is very dense, it is heavy, and it has a tendency to sink if you put it in water. But it depends on the type of water. So let's look at this really quickly. There's no water in there yet, but let's go through this. So we have, Addie, what's this?
Tap water.
Okay, Ains?
Salt water.
Addie?
Sugar water.
Ainsley?
Baking soda water.
So we're going to fill these cups with different types of water, and then we have some items here. Girls, what are these?
They're rocks. And then mini bells.
Yeah, so these are things that we found around the house, and we also have some hearts over there. So we think those are the lightest, going to the most dense rocks over here. And we have 4 of each because we have 4 cups. So after we fill these cups with a specific type of water, then we're going to drop one of these items in, and we're going to see how dense the water is based on whether or not these items float or they sink to the bottom. So let's fill these up, girls. So for the sugar water and for the baking soda water, we have tap water, but we're going to put stuff into the water, right? So for sugar water, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of regular white sugar.
Wow. Okay.
Now for the salt water, Addie, we have something very special. What is it?
This is the salt water from the ocean at the beach, and we collected it in a cup, and now we're gonna put it in the cup that says salt water.
So that's real ocean water. Go ahead and pour some in. So now our water is all prepared. Girls, I have a question for you. Why do you think it's important to do an experiment like this? Why do we need to know if certain things can float in different types of water? Let's think about when we go to the beach, because our family goes to the beach a lot, right?
Yeah.
Is it important to know what could float in salt water?
Yeah.
And if so, why? Can you give me an example?
Like if you're at the beach and in the water and you have something that floats like a floaty, and then it will just start floating.
Think about life preservers. You guys have both worn life preservers, right? Yeah. Wouldn't that be important to know if that caused something to float, like a person to float in salt water as opposed to sink?
Yeah.
Right? So it could be used as a way to protect people, keep them safe. And now the experiment begins. We're going to start with tap water. And Addie, I'm going to have you put these white rocks, 1 rock in each of our 4 cups, and we're going to see what happens. These are pretty heavy. Oop, that sunk. Okay, nope. Another one of these. Oh, that sunk too. So these are very dense then, right? These rocks are very dense. Okay, so that was our heaviest, and it sank to the bottom in every single cup. Okay, Ainsley, you're up next. These are rocks too, but they're a little bit lighter, right?
Yeah. I think the bells might float.
Okay, yeah, we'll see. Let's see. The rocks are just going to the bottom. All right, Addie, put our little pebbles in. Let's see if we have any luck with these floating.
No.
Nope.
No.
All right, we're down to our final 2. I guess we should have picked lighter objects. Okay, who's next? Ainsley? So these are like little bells, like from a craft project. So let's see what happens. Wow. Okay. Well, we're down to our last one. We may have to find some lighter objects because I was thinking that at least that bell might float a little bit. Okay. All right, go ahead.
It's
a little bit lighter though, right? Okay, so, well, so that one's interesting because it's kind of upside down. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. All of those pretty much sank, right?
Yeah.
All right, so they were very dense. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna find a couple other little craft items that could work that maybe will float. We have raided our craft drawer and we have found 4 more items that are much lighter that we think we can test. Okay, so Addie, what are these? We think these are pretty light.
They're like charm things you can put on bracelets, and they're rubber. It's gonna float. No.
So that's our tap water. Okay, now these are fake pearls. They're like little beads, right?
Yeah.
And they're hollowed out in the center. So
I don't think they're
fingers crossed. We need something to float.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It floats! Okay, so if it floats with tap water, it will probably float with salt. Yep, it floats. It floats on all of them, huh? It floats on everything.
They float. They float. They float.
Everything floats.
Float.
Ainsley, what do you have there?
Like sequin thingies.
Oops.
That one didn't.
I wonder. Okay.
Did. And didn't.
Oh, we got some movement. So went down to the bottom. So that's our baking soda. Sugar water. Now, can you just touch the sequin and make sure there's not air that's.
Oh, no, it's on me.
Okay, so that one's still floating with sugar. Do the same thing over here with this one because I have a feeling there's some air there that might be. Yeah, see? So that's an important thing to know too. If there's any air that's underneath the object, it could be like a raft. You know how a raft keeps you afloat?
Just you can push it under.
Oh, what happened there? Is it coming back up? It's like, oh, it's coming back up, isn't it?
I think.
If you can see the pearl, it looks like the pearl is starting to come back up. So some things are like right in the middle. And that is it. So we've put all of our items into the cups. Some floated, some didn't. Girls, what did this experiment teach you?
I learned that, for example, sequin, that it floated only in the sugar water, just not the tap water, salt water, and baking soda water. So the lightest objects can usually float, and the heavier objects can't. So some can float in different types of water and some can't.
We also learned that something has to be really light in order for it to float in any kind of water, right?
Yep.
Okay, good job, girls. High five. Good job.